Hello, everybody. Dr. Markel here. Ooh, that was weird. I don't ever actually refer to myself as Markel. I always say Mark. That's not a personal preference. That's just always what happens. Anyways, wanted to pop on because question that I sometimes have heard, and actually, he's wonderful, but my boyfriend Michael was guilty of this when I started practicing. And that is, why don't I hold my adjustment? Why do I have to keep coming back here? I've heard that once you start seeing a chiropractor, things don't stay in place, and so you have to keep coming back. Well, here is the deal. So there are things in life that take away from our ability to have a kick butt life. And so we call those things the 3Ts: thoughts, traumas, and toxins. And what those 3Ts are is they refer to the different stressors that we encounter on a day-to-day basis that take away from our ability to live that life that we want. So trauma is the physical component. It is bad posture, it's repetitive movements, it's car accidents, it's working out, all that stuff. And I think we talk about this all the time. But just a little refresher, the toxin part is going to be chemical exposure, and not just chlorine or bleach. It's going to be the air we breathe, the water we drink, the foods that we eat, the medicines we take. And then last but not least is going to be the thoughts part of the 3Ts, the emotional component of stress. The worrying about bills, money, relationships, God, work stuff, all of those things. So what those things do is they are internalized in our body by our five senses. Our brain then picks it up, and our brain has to figure out what to do with that information. And our brain's number one instinct, well, of course it's an instinct, our brain's number one priority is survival. And so right away when that stuff happens, our body goes into the fight or flight response. And then our brain has to figure out, is this going to ultimately lead to my demise? That maybe is a little bit extreme, but every stressor that we encounter sends our body into that fight or flight response. So any of those physical, emotional, or chemical stressors. How does that tie into why we see you so often? Or do you have to always come to a chiropractor? Or what else can you be doing to hold your adjustments? Here's the thing. So those things that cause stress in our bodies, we are constantly encountering them, correct? Of course. So when we provide an adjustment to you, it isn't just to get rid of a pinched nerve or to put your hips back into place. It is actually to help your body deal with your life's stressors better so it can become efficient. So right away, back scratch, not right away. Your body has developed a pattern for dealing with the things that you ask it to do, and like experiences that you've had, the stressors that you encounter. Your body develops a pattern. And so right away when we are starting care, yes, we are getting joints and things moving, but we're also doing what's called a pattern interrupt. So your posture, your habits, your way of doing life is literally ingrained in your brain. And an adjustment is like training your brain to do something different, to do it better, to do it more efficient, using less energy and less physical stuff, so your body can put more attention to other things. And so when people say that they don't hold their adjustment and that their hips went out of place after an adjustment, or their headache came back or whatever, it isn't that their body isn't doing what it's supposed to. It's that our brains are so smart, but almost to a fault, is they take us back to where we were before, because when we were there, we weren't dead, so obviously that was a safe place. So we see people often in the beginning of care because we are trying to break that pattern of the tense and tight muscles, the high blood pressure, the high blood sugar, the high heart rate, all that stuff. We are trying to break that pattern so your body can become more at ease, more rested, so you can digest, so you can have a better immune function, all of that stuff. So it isn't that your body isn't holding an adjustment, it is that you are still subjected to the same stressors that you have. And unless you are all of a sudden going to magically quit worrying about life and quit doing physical stuff, I wouldn't recommend that. Please do not do that. And you're gonna all of a sudden go like super crunchy granola diet, And by super crunchy granola diet, I hope you know that I'm not just talking about eating granola for the rest of the time. That is a lovingly constructed term to mean people who are, I shouldn't say people because I tend to do this sometimes too, to buy natural or organic or gluten-free or dairy-free, all that stuff. That's what crunchy granola means. So there are some things that you can do, though, to help your adjustments. Is it going to take the place of it? Absolutely not. First and foremost, if you have any sorts of concerns, you should be seeing a family chiropractor. Number 2, things that you can be doing to help your body deal with the stressors that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. Number 1, eat real foods. Your body literally is what you eat. And so if you're constantly eating processed garbage and fast food and caffeine and all that, your body is not going to be able to function because it doesn't have any real components to break down and then disperse as resources. Get movement. Our bodies are made to move. A lot of times that's the, when I was telling you that right away in care, not only are we getting things like joints moving, but we're actually breaking the pattern. Our bodies were made to move. And so with an adjustment, we're actually introducing some movement into joints that have been stuck for sometimes since birth. And that's in people who are, 40, 50 years old. Oh my goodness. So get movement, sleep. Oh my goodness. Your body actually, while you are sawing logs, your body does so much to restore and repair tissues. So get on a good schedule. Drink lots of water. There was another thing I wanted to make sure I touched on. Oh, let's see. We talked about sleep, talked about food, water, movement. Oh, stress management. If you are not doing things to give your mind a little bit of a break, start doing them. Do something fun with a friend. Start journaling. Even if you just sit on your couch or on your floor or outside on your porch, just sit and think. And just as things pop up, just let them come in and out as they go. All right? Those things are going to help your adjustments. They're not going to take the place of them. And they are not going to help you hold your adjustments better. Your body holds the adjustment exactly the amount of time that it is supposed to. It is not things that are going in and out of place. It is your body dealing with the stressors that you ask it to. So, hopefully you learned a little bit of something on this Monday. Have a great start to the week.